I just wanted to come on because I'm just getting something through about being vulnerable online and crying and people not finding it genuine and bits and bobs. And it is funny because like back in the day before I had this awakening, and there are a few people that you sort of, follow online and unfollow because, they don't align with you anymore. And some of the women in their authentic self, maybe some were just doing it for fame, I don't know, but I remember reacting to some of them crying online, or photos of them crying, and thinking, oh fucking hell, what's she doing that for? Like, why would you like cry online, like to gain sympathy or to, I don't know, it's just a bit much, isn't it? And then lo and behold, I have my awakening and come on and start sharing about my life, which obviously involves love and deception and all the wonderful things among the light and dark, and I'm blubbing on screen and having a cry, and it is what it is. I am a very emotional person, and so when I'm recounting stories, obviously maybe depending on the level of healing, because when you fall in love with someone or you're heartbroken, that doesn't go easily, and also when you've lost someone to the other side, when they've transitioned, that grief can still catch you. I remember meeting an elder, and I think it could have even been 20 years down the line, and he still cried at the loss of his partner, which is very touching and also very sad to watch when you know that you've met a soulmate, you've met someone that it's a rare love that brings you sort of safety and peace. And anyway, it's not going to be a huge sort of share, but when people do, and I trust that other people, after me or whoever watches me or spies, whether they like me or not, will start their own or already on their own authentic journey. It just happens to be that I've been called to talk, and YouTube is one of the platforms that I wanted to do it on, as opposed to Instagram, because I didn't want my face posted over every single, all over the grid, because I said I use that as a gallery. Like, I like to take pictures, I like to create, I'm a creatrix, and I like to pair music up. Sound is part of my blueprint and part of the healing of the nations, and I know that's why I know that I'm aligned with the collective as we heal. But I do also know that I've worked with the loss of men, and because of having a strong masculine and, I don't know, being a bit of a sarky git sometimes, I've always grown up around men and had positive relationships. This is platonic, non-sexual, and I'm not that kind of person that's like friends with exes and stuff like that. I just don't have. I kind of live and let live, respect, and then move on. But with a lot of the men that I've met over the past sort of 3 years being sort of like tough guys, and maybe not being in environments growing up where emotional expression is encouraged and nurtured, and this is not to blame those environments, it's a product of the society that we grow up in and the really harsh environments that some people are forced into. And I'm not here to push victimhood, we've all made choices, but some of those choices become very limited depending on where we're born and what we have access to, and mental health, and the caregivers around us, and their perception of manhood, and, well, not just manhood, women like crying. And so when sensitives especially are like repress the level of depth that they have, repress the emotions that they feel, and become mute and start to like toughen up and become like dragons or crocodiles and hardened scales. And I guess when I come on here, it's hopefully I'm relatable in a way, but I do cry, and tears are very much part of the cleanse and the purge. And when you do certain psychedelics, for me, working with psilocybin strictly at the minute, well, haven't for a long while. I get called into ceremonies as and when. It's not like I get obsessed people can go into this thing doing more and more and more and more, and 5 grand, 10 grand, 15, 20, I mean, I'm not going to share certain personal details about what I've done, but I know that I'm on the lighter end of the scale, and I've got profound insights at the point that I'm at right now. So happy to work and continue in the ways that I have, because I believe the level of integration is honest and authentic, and part of that is purge, cleanse, tears. You know, things stored inside of us need to come out of our orifices. But anyway, I'm not putting it on. I think people can tell from my face. I can't really put shit on. And I trust that people will find the ability to, whether it's crying or not, because some people might need to retrain themselves to cry back into it because they've become so hard they can't release that emotion that way. But I'm not fake, and I trust that everybody else will find an authentic way to release emotions, whether this be through words or movement or crying or just talking to the people that they feel safe with, because it's part of the heal right now. It's part of the ways that we ascend. It's part of the ways that we say goodbye to past versions of ourselves. It's part of the ways that we it's part of the ways that we say goodbye to secrets and hidden agendas and roles that we've adopted to fit into a certain society or community that we don't necessarily trust. And so I want to, I guess, give a shout out to anyone that does release or be vulnerable or have a little cry, male, female. I mean, really, it's just, you know, it's energies. And if we can't allow ourselves to be real and human in a moment, and for me that would be like mid-flow of a conversation, mid-flow of a channel, mid-flow of a share on here, then I'm not living properly, I'm not living authentically. So what's the point of that? You know, I don't come on here to YouTube to share with people that I know or don't know, or people that I knew in the past that are watching me, that haven't told me they're watching me. Like, I don't come on here for fun. I come on here because I've been guided and I've got messages. You know, it's a hard journey, but it's the only one I know now. And when you get the messages and you get called to other countries and you start to do ancestral work and animals talk to you and all this shit, it's not like you can stop the emotions that come with these new sensations and these new discoveries and these new lands that you're brought to and these new people. Like, you know, soul contracts, past life soulmates. Who knew this shit was this hard to navigate, that this profound depth, that someone could meet me at my depth? And to not to try to live in non-attachment and nurture healthy connections over any form of attachment, which means I do have to let go. And, well, people say let go and let God, you know, like, I have to trust in the higher powers, I have to trust in divinity, I have to trust in divine intervention, because it's led me to this point in my life right now, alive, happy, safe, with loving souls around me. I give thanks. I don't want to be in a controlling environment. I don't want to work with any of those traits that I may have worked with in my life, and that they may have served me well at one point, but I'm not there now, because I'm not in survival mode anymore. There's obviously always a level of that at root chakra and things, but once we start to look at the healing and the inner child wounds and where we are triggered, then we come out of the control and we lean into intuition and nature and signs and synchronicities without becoming obsessive and without doubt, because nature will just continually show us a way. But if the ego wants to question that and has been tainted by pain and hurt and deceit over lifetime, again and again and again, of course it's going to be easier to not trust, but that's where the work is. You have to push yourself, you have to think, fuck it, I'm taking a risk. I'm going for it because I can't live without that person. Well, can live, can survive. I don't want to, I choose not to. Anyway, it's getting really cold in the northern hemisphere, so I hope everyone in the tropics, or whoever is watching from warmer climes, soak it up and send a little bit of sun my way. All right, much love.